What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. Who am I talking about XRP for? By the way, I would have talked about XRP regardless today. I've been trying to make a video on it for the last 3 days, but man, it's been Easter weekend. I've just been hanging out with the family. I've had time to make videos, but I did not use that time to make videos, if that makes sense. Who is it? Let me see here. Was it this? Was it on this? Let's see. Yeah, Roger. Shout out to Roger Devon Jr. Or Devon. I believe, yeah, that you're the one that requested it. So we're talking about it for you. Got this going on. 22 votes. I'm glad to see you guys participate. It looks like nobody really cares, right? As far as that goes. I was expecting more people to say crypto only. I'm very pleased to see that you guys are appreciating the other things too. So that's cool. Mainly, you're like, I don't care, man. I would rather you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's great. I appreciate that. If you want me to just talk about crypto stuff, I'll still probably talk about whatever I want to talk about. But I was genuinely just curious to see what people like from me. 22 votes though, guys. Come on now. Anyways, by the way, if you're trying to follow me, let me see here. I'll zoom in because I know that it's in like that bottom corner, so you can't see it. C-Zar. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, C-Zar. C_Zar_ 69420. That's me. Okay. I used to have long hair. It was glorious. It was glorious, man. But the ladies did not dig it. Ladies, although I met my wife when I had long hair. Anyways, what are we doing here, man? Going back to my profile, I am making pulled pork today. We got it. Oh, we got it. Chilling in the fridge overnight. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. XRP, here we are at $1.35 roughly. 10 hours, 25 minutes left in the day. I picked a hell of a week not to talk about XRP because we really didn't do anything, did we? As far as how I feel about the price action, I think we're going to move up. I think we're moving sideways. I think that we will move up, but we're just boring right now. We're in these uncertain times, clearly a low volume, low liquid moment. We are pushing up here and there, but I want to look at this maybe on Binance with some volume. I mean, you can see it here. We're pushing up. There's a little bit of volume, but still not a whole lot. Not a lot of volume at all, so we didn't break out. And as we're pushing down, we're not getting any volume. In fact, volume just dies off. So there's certainly no interest of pushing the price down, at least at this point in time. I do think here, finding this low at this same area that we found a low before, we take this low to high here. It's our golden ratio zone. I think that looks nice. The longer that we grind this area out, it depends. I mean, it might make me bearish initially, but if we keep doing this, sometimes you do stuff like this, and then that's whenever you get a really rapid increase in price. So it's kind of hard to say. Typically in this environment, I would think if we're here and we reject this area and we come back down, I would think that we'd go lower. But it's been like a week that we've been over here and we haven't gone lower. So typically whenever you're supposed to go lower in an environment that you see but you don't, that typically implies that the other direction is coming, and probably with a very fierce movement as well. I mean, think about it like this. XRP had a consolidation zone here. Whenever we broke down, we had a fake pump first, and then I mean, it was a real pump, but it was a fake out, a bull trap, and then we broke down. We haven't really had that here. There hasn't been a retracement of this overall drop, right? Like we had here. This overall drop, I mean, we've retraced a little bit here. I think that was just volatility from the lows, but we haven't really seen that retracement. And I think we'll back test on this retracement. We will back test prior support for resistance. That's probably what we'll do. And then we'll move down. I do think XRP will see prices below $1 again at some point. I just don't think that's going to be anytime soon. I think that'll be likely in Q3. Time will tell. Let's get into the short-term stuff, though. Okay, I've given you a little bit of the rundown of what I'm expecting overall, I hope. I still do believe from this area we have a day with destiny to this $2 zone. The longer that it goes out, the lower that this trend line comes down. This trend line, by this trend line, I mean this kind of thing here. From a high, coming down, right? When I was calling for $2 back in March, that made a lot more sense. But April, I mean, if we just monkey pump all the way up here, okay, cool, we'll probably get above $2. But if we're slow up there, we might not get above $2. Maybe we stop here at these points of support and we could stop just below. But Again, the longer we stay here, the lower that our prospects will be. But nonetheless, something around $2, just below, just above. I could see, and I really wouldn't be surprised at all if we got above this trend line. Everybody gets super excited, and then we sell off. I mean, you know, that's kind of what happens. Looking at the short-term stuff, looking at the 1 hour time frame here. I feel like I said 1 hour weird. I was like 1 hour. 1 hour time frame here. Volume's decreasing as you're moving up. We're kind of at this point of contention though, so I guess that makes sense. We could break out at any moment here. RSI looks strong. Stochastics are coming back down to cool off. MACD looks good. I mean, sure, maybe we pull back a little bit. I think Bitcoin's going to pull back a little bit, so that's fair. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did continue to move up either this week or next week. The MACD looks like it wants to cross above the zero. I don't know how impressive that is because we're just choppy and sideways. Stochastics are bullish, same kind of idea. It's choppy sideways, so it's not really that impressive. Nice little movement, relatively speaking. The RSI got overbought, and you haven't been overbought for a little while, for like half a month here. Almost a full month, actually. You would expect that getting overbought after not being overbought for like 20 days, they'd get a little bit more of a robust move. The fact that it's only this just really explains how much of a bearish environment we really are in after all. But there are some bullish prospects nonetheless. Daily time frame, RSI is just refusing to get oversold. XRP has really hated the oversold zone for a very long time now. It's just been avoiding it like the plague ever since. I mean, just look at this, right? Like maybe for a brief moment, that's the most intertwined with the oversold zone you've been, but it was a very short amount of time. You just really don't like to get there. To be fair, you don't really like getting overbought either, it seems. You've just been very, very neutral, slowly bleeding off this whole time. But you are pointed upwards at the moment. Stochastics are pointed upwards as well. The MACD is about to cross green here. And this kind of look, guys, whenever you reject the zero like this, but the oscillators don't come down fierce like this, they just reject a little bit. This is typically when you get that breakout on that next attempt. And it might not happen this month of April. It might happen in May. I think it'll be like a buy in May and hold till June instead of sell in May, go away type of environment. But let's see if we can figure this out. Sometimes you do get the double rejection. Sometimes you do, and that's sad when that happens. You had a little bit of a pump, but still you had the double rejection there. Let's see if we can find an example of this. What I'm talking about. This is kind of like what I'm talking about, but not really. Yeah, I'm not seeing any examples here. I don't really care to keep going back in time. But just trust when I tell you, this type of environment, when you do this, it could give some really nice movement to the upside here pretty soon. And I do like the stochastics on the daily time frame. The RSI, I'm just indifferent for, but there's definitely bullish prospects here, you guys. As far as the move up is concerned, XRP, when it does move, it likes to do this. So I would assume it's going to be like a 5-day process whenever we finally do get there. Maybe it happens by the middle of April. Maybe we're still here and it's like the beginning of May that we make that move. You know, it's not easy to say. If we can't get above this, what I will say is likely that's just another point that we'll sell off, and we'll just keep moving sideways until we're ready to get that ape type movement coming in. And we'll likely see that, I think, either toward the end of this month of April, if not somewhere in that time frame to the beginning of June, somewhere in this kind of area. And then likely, easy come, easy go. We'll slowly but surely work our way down, and then whenever we break out, we will move down below $1, probably just below $1 for our bear market low support area going into Q3 there. I don't have anything else that I want to say. Everything is addressed properly, I think. We look at the weekly time frame. You do have bullish divergence on the weekly RSI, bullish divergence on the MACD. That doesn't mean bear market over. It's time for a bull market. It could. You know, let's put it in the context of our last bear market, for example. You know, here you had bullish divergence here. I guess not really. You did have bullish divergence here, and then you gave it up. Then you took it away, and then you pumped a little bit, and then you went lower. You had bullish divergence here. That was in June. You didn't really see any life in XRP come in until like July, and that was just for a week. You didn't see life come in until November, and that was June of 2022 that you had that divergence. So I'm just saying, just because we have bullish divergence here doesn't mean that we're due for any type of rapid increase. XRP likes to bore people out. It doesn't like to do this to scare people away. That's not its style. It likes to do this to scare people away. And then whenever everybody's ridiculed for holding XRP because it doesn't do anything, boom, it makes up for all the boring time. But we probably have a lot more boring time to go. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP didn't see prices above $3 until like 2028, 2027. It's not going to be this year. But above $2 could be this year. Yeah. Certainly, I do expect we'll get below $1 by the end of this year as well. I got nothing else, though. I'm repeating myself. So hit that like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.